Look, I belong with you. I betrayed me too. This is what happens in therapy. Just saying, a lot of girls out there have daddy issues. I'm one of them. He was already talking about these two other girls that he had a threesome with.
What is it that you feel in your body? Right? So who was not showing up in your life?
Are you gonna make me say this? My pseudo ex reached out to me, and what happened after? Because I want to be successful. I don't want to keep building companies and then fuck them up. I don't want to build a family and ruin my child's life because I haven't sorted my own issues. I've had this pattern where I would be so successful for a period of time and then I end up self-sabotaging. I have daddy issues. And I'm just saying, a lot of girls out there have daddy issues. I'm one of them. And I wanted to, resolve that. I've also struggled with my ego getting in my way and me just, getting in my own way, not being able to ask for help. I would just really be absorbed in my pride and my ego. And if because I want to be successful, I know that that's not going to be helping me, and so I need to do something to get out of my own way. And that's why I decided to go to therapy. Now, a lot of people think that therapy is like this thing for broken people, for depressed people, that you should only go to therapy when something is terribly wrong with you. That's literally like telling a stage 4 cancer patient to only go when they're about to die. It's fucking ridiculous. Or it's like telling people who are like on the brink of divorce that they should go see, a therapist or a counselor. It's like people just act when it's too fucking late and they're literally on the brink of destruction. I don't want that to happen to me. And I'm not saying that I'm better than those people. I'm just saying that. So, what I really want people to take away from this is that if you want to be better, if you have, because who on this earth doesn't have emotional baggage? Therapy is not just for people who have schizophrenia, it's not just for people who are depressed, it's not just for war veterans and people who are diagnosed with a mental illness. Why is that? Well, because duh, everyone has emotional baggage. We have all experienced trauma at some point in our lives. And whether we consciously know that or not, we have so much shit emotionally that if we do not deal with them, they're going to keep manifesting in our relationships. And that is exactly why you have the same arguments with the people you love. You keep attracting the same person and you keep having the same kinds of problems in your relationship. All that boils down to something down there, something within you is not resolved. I mean, if you keep attracting assholes, if you keep getting fights into every bar that you go to, maybe the problem's not the bars, maybe it's you. That's something that I got from listening to Lori Gottlieb's episode with Tim Ferriss. And that's exactly, the thing with people in relationships. If you keep attracting the same kind of damn asshole, maybe there's something that you haven't resolved within yourself that makes you keep on attracting those people. It's not just for people who are at the edge of a cliff, although therapy can be very helpful for those people. Therapy is also, and therapy can also be for people, who just want to be better, who want to be emotionally intelligent, and people who want to deal and are willing to deal with their emotional shit so that it doesn't keep on repeating the same pattern over and over. So, what therapy really is it's because I'm doing talk therapy, and to me, what it really is, it's resolving my issues, resolving the things that hurt me, going under my emotional baggage and healing that over time. It's not going to be like a magic pill where, you have one session and it's done. Because as my coach Tatiana said, if it took 20 years to create it, it's most probably going to take time before it's resolved. What therapy also allows um, me to do, at least, is it's helped me. I've only had 2 sessions so far. It's helped me tell myself a brand new story. So instead of telling myself the same old story that does not really empower me, the stories that make me cry and the stories that are just not good for me, it begs the question and it asks Angela, is that really what happened? Or is that what you tell yourself happened? And that's what happens with most of us. As my coach, my therapist, Laura, told me, it's just like, seeing an S shape on the ground and freaking out because it's a fucking snake. And then when you look at it, it's actually a cord, right? So therapy is about distinguishing if it's a snake or if it's a cord. If the story you tell yourself is true or if it's something that you've edited in your mind constantly and is not serving you. So I get that there's stigma around therapy. What it really is as well is it's something that just relieves emotional distress. I mean, like I said, find somebody out there who doesn't have emotional baggage, and that if you do succeed on finding that person probably hasn't lived any kind of life whatsoever, and they've probably spent the last decades of their lives just living under a rock or something, because all of us all of us, even babies, even toddlers, they've experienced emotional trauma. It's even more true for adults like you and me. So what resolving your issues allow you to do, or what it's been able to do for me at least, is it's slowly but surely allowing me to face the shit that could potentially occur again in the future. And by being aware of them, hopefully, I pray to God, allow me to break the pattern. Because I've had this pattern, like I said, where I would be so successful for a period of time and then I end up self sabotaging. This happened when I was in 5th grade. I was on my way to becoming a candidate for a valedictorian or a salutatorian, and I fucked it up. I started to cut classes, and I don't know, just something happened there that, is definitely a telltale sign of self sabotage. It's also happened, I don't know, it just keeps on manifesting as me not being able to finish what I started. Um, so I don't know exactly what's happening there. And That's why I need to find out, because I want to be successful. I don't want to keep building companies and then fuck them up. I don't want to build a family and, ruin my child's life because I haven't sorted my own issues. And so part of what I'm doing is taking responsibility for my shit. What happens when you don't resolve your emotional issues is it runs in the system again. And this is something that Laura helped me realize. She told me that if I do not sort this out, somebody in my lineage is gonna experience the same exact thing. And I found this to be true because I have been cheated on, and apparently that was just the problem resurfacing so that we would look at it, so that someone would look at it, and so that someone would face it. Because in the past, there was a history of cheating in my family, between my grandparents, and between, just some of the people in my family. And so I wanted to be the one who broke that pattern. I don't um I hopefully pray to God that I would be able to get out of that cycle, because it's just not pretty. And I really don't want to pass that shit on to my daughter. I do plan on having a daughter in the future. I want a complete family. I want to be the best entrepreneur, best mom, best wife ever. And, I don't want to risk sabotaging that because I didn't deal with my own issues. And because I brought, that issue um, onto the next of my kin. I do not want that at all. I want the cycle to end with me. Now, what really happened for my first session with Laura? So, Laura is the person guiding me through all of this. She's amazing. And what really happened on my first session was she basically explained to me what was going to happen, because apparently your brain um, does a lot better if it understands what's happening. And she helped me through um, understanding so that I wouldn't freak out, and so that it would be something that would be helpful instead of harmful to me. So she explained the types of emotions, and that there's really no negative emotion, because all of our emotions, they have a reason, they have a purpose. For example, anger is the protector of your boundaries. You say, "Stop, you're hurting me." In that sentence alone, you're already expressing vulnerability. Deep inside every kind of anger is a vulnerability, is someone who has been hurt. And so, what anger does is it communicates that, hey, something's not okay. And so, our emotions really have, they guard something, each one of them. Even envy is good depending on how you use it. Envy tells you what you want. And so when you envy someone, it's actually helpful if you use it in a way that, you understand that you envy someone because they have something that you want. And if that motivates you, then there's really no way that, you know there are emotions that are bad for you. Emotions that have not been dealt with and become toxic, that's when they're not good for you anymore. When you use your emotions to keep telling yourself stories that disempower you, that's when it becomes toxic, and that's when you hurt yourself, that's when you hurt the people around you, and that's when everything just kind of becomes like a shitty mess. Well, it's so fucking crazy what happened after my first session. God, it's so fucking crazy because that night when I was journaling about some mistakes of my past, I was particularly journaling about um, getting cheated on by my pseudo ex. And while I was writing, I divided it into two columns. One was for my old story, and the new one was for my new story. Now, for my old story, I thought that he was a fucking asshole, that he was a horrible guy for cheating on me, and that, he didn't deserve me whatsoever. And then what I realized was that I had a role in that story. I was just blaming him all along when the reality was I had a part in that story too. I had a role to play. It only happened because I allowed it. And that's not to blame myself, but it's to take accountability and to take responsibility so that I could take a look at what really happened and I could see things for how they really were. Because I also failed to ask him what he wanted. And realizing this now, looking back, I saw the signs. I saw the signs of infidelity. I saw the signs of cheating, and I ignored them. I didn't want to see them. And so that's entirely my responsibility. So it's really not just him, it's the both of us because he wasn't transparent to me. Yes, he cheated, but also I was wearing rose tinted glasses at the time and I ignored the signs even though I already felt them, even though I already saw them with my own eyes. So I took responsibility. And what happened after that, you would not fucking believe. The next day, my pseudo ex reached out to me. And what happened after, I'm gonna tell you in the next video. So that was so fucking crazy. First session of therapy was something that already initiated, healing. And I'm gonna be documenting this entire ride. I wanted to stigmatize therapy, and I wanted to be enlightening for people who are like not sure if it's for them. I just want to share um, what it helped me with, and hopefully it helps you too. So on next week's video, I'm gonna be sharing what happened after the guy who cheated on me reached out, and that's gonna be a whole new story. All right, I hope that this has been helpful. If it has, make sure to subscribe to this channel. I'm gonna be posting what happens in therapy. That's gonna be my new hashtag wit. What happens in therapy? It's my new series, and I'm gonna take you guys through the whole journey of how therapy is like and how it's helped me. All right. Um, if you like this, make sure to give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments if you have ever had therapy or if it's something that you consider. What do you think about therapy? All right, I'll see you on my next video. Bye.